Oh, hello there, yes. Better make use of the sunshine. There won't be a lot of it soon. Anyway, as expected yesterday, what with the Tory by-election victories, maybe not, the government announced its long-awaited proposals on trans pupils in schools. Yes, anyway, so they trotted out Gillian, the Education Secretary, to tell us all about it. And here she is on Peston, so let's dive into that.
We're expecting a policy from the government relating to school students who want to identify as a different gender. Can I just ask you one very straightforward question? Is it the government's position that actually school children should not change their gender identification without the school having a conversation with parents?
Yes, we think parental consent is really very important in this, and that's something that I know a lot of schools have been pressing for guidance. A lot of parents have been worried about this, and we do think it's important that parents are involved in
So why haven't you announced
discussion.
the formal policy then? Because people are a bit confused about this.
Yeah, well, we are working on the guidance, and we were hoping to get that out, but it is going to take us a little bit longer. It is confusing, by the way, and we know that people are confused. It's why we committed to do the guidance in the first place.
Yes, there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Basically, teachers, you're on your own. Yeah, we've just announced that it's illegal to walk on pavements, potentially. Well, shall I walk on pavements then? Well, you can do, but you need to be very cautious about walking on pavements because it could result in a fine or imprisonment up to 10 years. Right, so I shouldn't walk on pavements. Oh, no. Walk on pavements, but with extreme caution. Yeah, that's clear as mud anyway, isn't it? Or, I mean, you could always look in the Times, of course, if you want some more stuff. Being a teacher, you might think this is important. Here's the Times, yes. Schools trans guidance use extreme caution, says Gillian Clegan. And let's have a look at that on the inside. No, we can't, because you've got to pay for that. Still, luckily for you, I have a Telegraph subscription, so let's see the clarification we got. Gillian Keegan, the Education Secretary, just in case you didn't know, said the government needed more time to speak to teachers, parents, lawyers and other stakeholders, adding, in the meantime, schools and colleges should proceed with extreme caution. Yes, now, they've been talking for a very long period of time and announcing a very, very long period of time that they're just about to produce this stuff, except when they were about to produce it, it decided Kemi and others in government decided it wasn't quite hard line enough. It didn't really fit in with all of those lovely policy exchange style right-wing think tanks that want, basically teachers to go around with coshes. So it was amended, and then, unfortunately, the government found out that the amendments will mean that what they were proposing was illegal. It was a bit of a shame, wasn't it? Anyway, never mind. Whilst they're sorting that one out, I don't know, presumably getting rid of the Equalities Act. I can imagine that cropping up after Thursday's by-election enormous wins. Yes, let's see exactly, therefore, as a teacher, what I'm supposed to do. They should always involve parents in decisions relating to their child and should not agree to any changes that they are not absolutely confident are in the best interest of the child and their peers. Whatever that means. If you think about that, that's basically don't do anything at all. That's doing nothing, isn't it? Yeah? They should prioritise safeguarding by meeting their existing legal duties to protect single-sex spaces and maintain safety and fairness in single-sport sex. Yes, because you wouldn't want an 8-year-old who identifies as a girl running in the egg and spoon or something. Still doesn't mean anything, does it? In May, Mr Sunak promised that the government would publish guidance in the summer term after a report by Policy Exchange. Think tank found that schools were routinely allowing pupils to change their gender identity without informing parents. Yes, this is all about informing parents, but of course the problem with that is there are certain parents you don't want to inform. Yes? I mean, as shocking as it is, whilst parents know best about absolutely everything, one or two of them, bad apples maybe, but one or two of them aren't wildly keen on the notion of trans or gay people and are likely to, kill their children. Still, I'm sure we'll get guidance in the Times or future. So in the meantime, what I'll do is nothing. which brings us neatly to the archetypal Section 28, Clause 28 brilliantness of this, because schools can just be left completely in the dark. Whatever they do, it's their fault. Child dies, your fault. Parents are unhappy, your fault. Yeah? Child is unhappy, your fault. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Thanks, government. Thanks, government. I'm looking forward to not seeing this whatsoever this side of an election. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But they've achieved de facto, basically meaning that children cannot transition in schools, which is for the good of everybody, apart from the trans kids. But for everybody. I mean, that's just everybody, apart from the trans kids, isn't it? Which is important that we, include everybody, apart from the trans kids. Yeah, they wonder why they lose elections. They wonder why they're uniformly despised. I don't know. Maybe I'll read it in the Times. What a way to make policy announcements. Anyway, have a lovely weekend.